Okay, seems like we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. My name is Hans. I'm simply a dude on the internet. Listen to me at your own risk. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. I know the shakeout has been quite intense. We'll get up our charts here. I'm gonna cover all the boring stuff, not only for you guys, but for myself as well, to give us an indication of where we might be. So I see my YouTube just updated. Welcome to the live stream. If you have questions, drop them in. If you want coins, if you want me to look at coins, I don't know if I'll get to them, but if there is time, I will scroll through them quickly. So we're on Bitcoin here. I'm going to cover all the boring macro stuff, but this is probably going to give us a clearer image of what might be going on. So we'll zoom out a little bit and I will tell you guys what some of the people are saying that I regard highly. So this is the 3-month chart. We can go as far as even the 6-month and the year, but I don't really see anything interesting here. As long as we close the year above this 46,000 area, that's still bullish, right? And I'll go down. And so this is the 3-month. Interestingly enough, this area right here, the candle body closes on high time frames are very, very powerful. And this is closed at 58,783. We're currently below it. There is still, I mean, we are 3 days into this candle, right? So what I would like to see for the 3-month candle, and this will end most likely, yeah, by the end of the year. No, 7 months from now. 3 months from now would be the 10th month. Yeah, so a lot more time for this candle to close. Nothing wrong here. I would just like for us to close above this 58,000 area. So we can play along in these areas, maybe just close above there. There is a fair value gap here, an inefficiency in the market, but that is scary, 44,000. And we will see the altcoins absolutely get destroyed if that is to happen. Now, you do see 30% corrections in bull markets, which are very, very normal. Now, I quickly just measured the COVID dump here. That was almost 72, but that was a black swan event, right? Let's put on the log scale here. And what we should do is think about how long we could be sitting in this range here. And we'll go down to the weekly for that, and we will measure out this previous consolidation range we had, which lasted 27 bars. That's 189 days that we trended sideways here. Let's see what we're currently experiencing. We are currently 112 days into this consolidation. So 2 more months maybe will bring us up to 70 days that we still need to have a same range like that. Remember, I told you many, many months ago on Katie's channel that this is probably the best thing that you can expect for consolidation for a very, very, very long time sideways, much like we had back here. Because to be fair, guys, we had a move, a straight line up, almost a $30,000 move straight up in 245 days. I mean, let's measure it from here rather. In 147 days. So this is a massive move. For us to only be down, let's see, that was a 23% correction. Very, very positive thus far. I don't know if we sweep these lows, but if we look at these indicators down here, for instance, this is the RSI. It's currently printing at 49. Let's see the last time we were at 49. Right, there isn't really even a 49 printed on this chart. It would have formed somewhere in this candle here. So the momentum is the same that we were here, but we are about, let's measure this out. We are 100% higher, double higher than when we were when the momentum is at the same level, which is currently now. The RSI will trend down if you just move sideways, or you need a correction to the downside. Both of those will reset your indicators for you. Generally, you never short, so a professional will never go short here, right? You're pretty much shorting support, and you never do that. You don't sell your coins at support. But this is a very, very bearish market structure. They will only short this, professionals, once you break below and retest it as resistance. But this can easily just pump up here and go higher. The previous consolidation respected that breakdown level beautifully. And there are cases to be made that the top might be in. I just don't think that is valid because time is not agreeing with price here. This has a lot more time to go, right? The proper 4-year cycle only ends in October, September of 2025, which is still a year away if we just go on the time analysis. And the time analysis has proven to be very, very powerful, as I called at the bottom perfectly just by looking at time with 2 different time metrics. So obviously, if we start losing this and we retest it as resistance, you're going to look for these lower levels. And we pointed some of them out on the larger time frames. This is the 6 month, which is a little bit too far. Is this level, right? The little inefficiencies we have in the market here at 56. And this one also, even at 32. It's quite large retracement, which would be pretty unlikely because we don't see those massive corrections, except for obviously the virus dump, which did a 70% correction. Generally, you have 30% corrections, not more than that on BTC. So we've had 21 here. We've had 20% there. We had a 22% there. 9 single digits over there during the accumulation phase. We had a little bit of a correction here, 21%. And what are we currently experiencing? 23%. This can easily sweep these lows, but you don't want that to happen. These indicators have come down beautifully. These bearish indicators were printing for a very long time and concerned me a lot because markets don't like these fast moves. But it's just giving us a sideways consolidation here, which is very, very powerful, very, very healthy. And it's going to take some time. It's going to be a very, very boring few months, but you just have to survive and not get like rugged or ruined, right? Pretty much commodities, this is a good measure of inflation. And since 2022, we've just been going down, right? So this is a good parameter or indication of the inflation, right? And it's going lower, which is good for risk assets. But generally, narratives and inflation and CPI, all of those things are just distractions, right? For retail to look for a reason why they are losing money instead of just learning to chart. Bitcoin dominance, this is a very important chart for us. We need this to break down, and we can see the bearish prints that this has done, I mean, since March of 2023. Very, very overextended, very, very droopy. It's starting to roll over here. And as soon as we break below 53.71%, the altcoins are absolutely going to moon. And BTC is really, really selling off now here while we are live. And what I'm very impressed with is that some of the altcoins are really, really holding up well compared to BTC. Like Ethereum is slightly losing a little bit more than BTC here. The ETH BTC ratio, this is very, very bullish. I mean, I looked at this on the larger time frames. We take off the log scale. Another important chart for the altcoins, because Ethereum kind of tends to lead these things. We can see how oversold we are on these levels. Now, it hasn't printed these beautiful buy signals that we had in the last season, but you can see they're at the same areas. Not only that, we have broken above the moving average of the RSI, and it's going to be holding it as support, hopefully. And we can see the last time it broke above the moving average was right here at the bottom, at this W. So we might be forming this W right here, which is good for the altcoins. Ethereum has given back all of its gains from the ETF announcement. We have an astronomical significance happening here. Just from the people that I've been watching. I didn't put too much emphasis on these things, but JP Morgan said a very interesting thing many years ago. He said, millionaires don't use astrology, but billionaires do. I mean, that's a direct quote. I can get it for you guys. And I'll tell you guys my opinion on that. Why he says this, JP Morgan. Millionaires don't use astrology, the billionaires do. The powers that be find these things to be significant. So they will have these rituals that they do on these dates. And we see that on the charts as well. Or we are all influenced by the stars. I don't know which one you might want to go to. I think it's easier for me to go with the fact that the powers that be seem to think that if they do certain things on these dates, that they hold more power. That's the only explanation I've come to. But I use Fibonacci on my charts as well, and the golden ratio continues to be very powerful. Right, this was the ETF announcement. Markets don't like inefficiencies. They're going to come back. Like straight lines like this, market doesn't like it. It will absorb the whole thing. Now we have important announcements coming out today, including the SEC, if they're going to dismiss the case against Richard Hart. We'll see what happens there. So let's go on the daily and also see if we are nice and oversold just yet. So the RSI is currently at 51.2. So this was actually lower here. So a major different story here. We're above 52 still. Interesting. Very bearish market structure. This is the opposite of an M. You would have to have these levels hold. So I've given you guys clear areas which you need to look out for. As soon as we break down here and we retest this as resistance, we're going to come all the way back to retest the previous breakout point. Measured moves don't tend to get reached. I mean, this measured move is going to take you all the way to the lows. So measured moves don't really, especially bearish measured moves, don't really play out in bull markets. And the same in bear markets, your bullish measured moves don't really get to where you projected them to be. Either way, these aren't concrete predictions where they will go. These are just guides. Yeah, I mean, ETH has held incredible market structure for a very long time. It bottomed before BTC did. BTC bottomed at this leg where Ethereum held up beautifully. So this is a very strong chart. And we've needed this correction. And yeah, I'm still very bullish. I'm super happy that we've gotten this sideways movement. It doesn't mean we can't break lower, right? That is going to be a little bit difficult for when that happens. It's going to test a lot of our resilience over there. The rest of the market, the macro, is incredibly bullish. We're just putting all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. Market, like some people are, even the bulls are trying to get, are starting to get scared here, saying it's overextended. The S&P generally just goes up, right? So it's really, really stupid to try and get in front of something like this. And they've continually gotten wrecked, right? Every bear wants to short every rally. They've been shorting Nvidia all the way up, and just gotten wrecked, right? You can see how overextended these. But when I say overextended, it's just kind of a meme, right? The market doesn't work like that. It will just continue being irrational longer than you can stay solvent, right? A very popular saying. All that these have are these small corrections and they go again. So, I mean, why is everything else rallying and crypto is not, right? Somebody will tell you that risks needs to flow to the Russell. This is the Russell here. These are your small caps. We can actually look at this, right? It's been lagging very far behind your tech stocks and everything else, right? So this is its all-time high in November of 21. This is the weekly scale. And we're not close to the all-time high. We're the S&P, the Nasdaq, and all of those are at all-time highs, right? And this is like the shit coins in the traditional market, right? So eventually you need the large caps to rally first, and then people start putting in their profits into more riskier assets. And the Russell is an index of those small cap coins. I'm going to quickly go to higher time frames because, yeah, okay, so this was really good actually. You guys know how I like for lows to be defended, and actually they sweep the lows here. Like they held this consolidation for a very long time and then sweep the lows here. You can clearly see, or not clearly, I would have to zoom in very, very closely to show you guys that they just poked through it. But what that happened is you can see the large bullish print here. It formed bullish market structure or bullish divergence as the indicator was still high, and you can see it clearly print not only on the Willy but the RSI as well. And this is going to be quite powerful. And this has now technically broken out. You can see the breakout level that's been plotted here for months, right? You can see the breakout, retesting it as support and holding it as support, right? So money is starting to flow here. They are bidding it up. You can see the RSI moving up, the Willy, which is a faster moving one, getting there. So this is technically a breakout here and heading higher. So risk is starting to flow to the other things. Total market cap here. The saving grace here is that we didn't form bearish market structure or bearish divergences like we did in previous tops, right? So this is fine for now. These are hidden bullish divergences that are forming on the RSI and the Willy, as the price to action is still higher, yet the indicator is making a new low here. So that's very bullish. Let's see what happens if it catches up to the moving average, if it holds as support. The moving average, the one I'm talking about here. Right, still nothing wrong here, except until we start losing this 210 trillion US dollar zone, right? Break low, retest, bearish retest, then the next level. But until that happens, it's absolutely normal. This is a very healthy sideways consolidation. The longer this goes on, the better for our bull market into 2025. I think when everybody was talking about the left translated cycle, when the majority becomes the left translated cycle, you go back to what the original right translated cycle is. That's just basic contrarianism, right? You do the opposite of the crowd always. Contrarian trading is extremely complicated and risky, so I'm not going to go into the weeds of it. But I'll just talk about the important levels that need to hold. So these are all fine. We're still forming bullish market structure. yeah, we just need to rinse out these guys that chased it at the highs. Total 2, you can see indicators are making lower lows, but the price action is still holding up. Very, very bullish. This is total market cap 2. This is the market cap excluding BTC and stablecoins. Then this obviously looks the weakest. These are the market cap excluding BTC and ETH and stablecoins. So the top 10 and lower, right? I mean, if we go off candle bodies or candlesticks or wicks and tails, this is hidden bullish divergence as well. Right, so this is just momentum resetting while price action is in a range. Once again, very, very clear if we lose this level, bearish retest, and then go lower. Remember, this is very important that you get the retest and it is respected. It can easily just fake you out, right? That's most likely what happens in boom markets, is they fake out the bears for a bear trap, right? So this will be a bear trap here if it then just comes up right away. Home builders. This is the part of the 18.6-year land cycle. And you can see when everybody was telling you that property was going to crash and they're going to stop building homes, it's just been straight up, right? This is the monthly chart. And this was the recession call. No, excuse me. This is the monthly chart. This was the recession calls here in early 23 and late 2022. And from there, it's just been up only on the monthly chart. You can go down to the, we can't go down to the weekly. So the people that build the homes are making a lot of money. And it's going to continue doing that until 2026. 2025, late 2025. Market cap dominance of Tether. Now this is a little bit of a concerning chart and kind of confuses me, because this is the lowest the indicators have ever been on the monthly. And this is bullish market structure. This is an M or a beautiful W on the chart. You see the beautiful W, and it's actually breaking out. Now this moves the opposite of cryptos, as when Tether is strong and gaining dominance, obviously people are exiting their crypto positions and going into stablecoins. Let's look on the shorter time frames. Hopefully there's some overextension here. Yeah, so the weekly here is starting to get overextended on the Willy. But once again, this is the faster moving average. It can spend a lot of time up here. So this once again just tells us that this move is going to need a few months at least to play out. And this is a bullish breakout here on the weekly as well. But you do have some bearish signs here, because we can see that, I'll just plot it here. We haven't made a new high on the chart. But if we look at the indicators are very much overextended, higher than they were back here. Now that is bearish divergence, strong bearish divergence that is forming on this chart. Now you don't want this to break out here. You need this to get rejected. We've seen it get rejected the previous week as well. So this is technically still a downtrend, as you've got lower highs all the way down. But this needs to hold here and break down. If we go to the daily, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some extreme exhaustion here. Yeah, so you've got bearish divergences now forming here on the daily. So once again, you need this area to get rejected. The longer it hits this area here, the longer the wicks are, the more likely are that we are going to roll over here. So on the daily, getting a little bit overextended here, bearish signs across the board, as these indicators are very, very high. Bearish divergences, strong bearish divergences. And once again, we need this to roll over, right, for some relief. This is probably going to trend here sideways for a very long time, right? This must not break out. So this must not be bullish, right? I hope you guys kind of get the idea of what's going on here. Oil puts pressure as on pretty much all risk assets as soon as it trades above 77. And you can see the bearish sign starting to print here on the daily chart. On the weekly, not much. I don't really like diagonal lines, but we'll just keep it there. The market sometimes respects it. And let's quickly check out the monthly chart. Was there bullish divergences formed? No. Just trading along here. I really don't think once we're in a raging bull that oil will have much effect on us, especially in crypto. Oh, this is the home builders ETF. This is actually, I was looking at the wrong chart. So it is actually having a little bit of a consolidation here. I'll actually pull up the PLS chart here on Dex Screener. I think there's some interesting things we can look at here. Let me see what you guys are saying. What's up, Cold DeFi? Lottery ticket, lot. What's up, Myro? What's up, Xcoin? Yeah, so let's see what we can see on PLS here. This is only the V2 chart, so we don't have the rest of the history back here. I wish we did to tell a very interesting story for us. This is the 3-month chart. Yeah, we don't want to close. There's still a lot of time left. We really don't want to close a candle below these levels. Below these. We need to close above this within the next 2 months and 27 days, which is a lot of time, obviously. I mean, the monthly is fine here. Once again, we would just like for it to close above this 46.55 area. The weekly chart. So you can see how this is starting to print bullish longs here. And it only starts printing these when you spend a lot of time in these oversold areas, which is very, very good. This chart has absolutely fully reset, right? We're currently below the previous breakout level. I mean, this 46.55 area is incredibly important. You can see it's important on all time frames. It was the breakout level. It acted as support once we retested it, and off we gone there. We're trading below it now, which is not the best thing, but it's fine. We need to form the bottom here and pop above it. Let's see if I have any other indicators which might be showing something interesting. We can look for divergences. Let's see if there are any divergences that are printing. Actually, not even one. Let's look for a different indicator. Oh yeah, I posted about this chart on Twitter. The last time it printed a signal was the sell signal, and it confirmed at this level at 30% above the SAC rate. So even if you just blindly took that trade, you would have done really, really well. And you could be rebuying now because this is a buy signal that has confirmed, right, on the weekly. These are large time frames, right? And you can see how it's absolutely reset, right? All of these indicators are all the way back to the lows, which is bullish, right? This is where you want to be getting these things. And we're already 1 week into the buy signal, or it's not completed yet. It's going to complete in 3 more days. Just looking at the candlesticks here, what I would like to see is for us to continue to hold this level. We're currently trading below it, the 4401. You can see how it It's been 3 inside candles. These are very, very powerful candles. It depends on which way it breaks out. These are inside candles. You can see they're trading inside of each other. If it breaks up, that is very, very bullish after this candle closes. So you can imagine the, and we had the same thing here. And these inside candles, price action just stuck in these ranges. And when it finally breaks, and in this case it broke down, it was very volatile, right? So you can expect some volatility when this does finish. So yeah, on the larger scheme of things, we've got a lot of traffic here that still can defend us, our price action, including this 4,000 level. There's going to be a lot of support at these candle bodies at 37,000 or 3,738. All of those, if all of those still hold, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just better opportunities. But once you start losing these levels, it's not the end of the world if you sweep these lows. You will see that structure on many of the previous coins where they swept their lows. I don't think, yeah, right here on Solana, right? It didn't hold those lows. It swept them, but just went up only after that. This is called a spring. You would have liked, now I'm saying you would have liked, but I mean, just the price action after that was impressive, right? So like I said, it's not the end of the world, but you need that to spring back pretty quickly. And this is called the spring in Wyckoff accumulation. I mean, there are other examples as well, but I think this was the COVID. No, it wasn't. This was a massive rally in BTC, and all the BTC maxis called for and said that there's not going to be an altcoin season in this cycle. So, and it bottomed exactly in December of 2020. Maybe we get to the exact same repeat with the altcoins finally bottoming into December. Now, you guys need to give me a few seconds here. I've got a delivery. I do apologize. Hello? I do apologize for that, sorry. But duty calls. I mean, we can probably look for another chart that did the same. I'm going off pure memory here. I think actually VET made beautiful market structure. Yeah, so the same story actually here. This was the virus dump. So it almost held it all the way. Yeah, so kind of the same idea. You hold this market structure. I mean, this went violently through. And imagine selling it there, right? Right at these lows. Now we've come down nice and smoothly, like a plane coming down slowly and landing horizontally, or being a horizontal before. This just crashed, right? Bumped off the floor and pretty quickly rallied off out of there, right? So this is very, very normal sometimes for the market to test you like this. And imagine getting liquidated and losing your positions here. Because this is where a shorter or a long trader will have his have his stop loss, right? And that is generally why I say you want to hold these things, because it comes from a leverage trading idea, I think. So yeah, it's not the end of the world if you sweep these lows. And you can see the bullish divergences as the price action is lower, but the indicators were higher. So that's a divergence, right? And off you go, right? And even if you missed this initial rally, the market will bring it back to the 61.8. Look at that. And some people will say this is astrology for men, but the market respects these levels. It's and then comes back to retest. Do you see the large W? The market then comes back to retest these levels. And look at that. So if we look up on VET here, that's its low, it's held its low, formed a nice little W, broke out. It's going to come back and retest this W. This is a sign of strength, right? If you can get it here. Let's look for something else. Let's look at ADA USD. This is its W here. It's already retested it. This is a sign of strength, right? I mean, guys, I know many of you are right in the exclusively in the RH ecosystem, but I mean, this is shopping time for all of these coins, right? They've done their initial rally, they've broken out of their W, they've told you it's time to be interested, and they're now in these areas where we should be buying them. Versus USD, I only traded these things against BTC, and these even haven't really even started their accumulation ranges versus BTC. Like in the past, right, I mean, if we look at this asset, it bottomed here. This is where it is actually only now. It hasn't even done this accumulation here. And many assets look like that versus BTC, which is very, very weird to me. As you can see, the beautiful market structure it formed holds its lows, does a rally, comes back, and then overperforms BTC. Look at this here. We've only now bottomed on these assets. But these are third and fourth cycle coins, so maybe Somi does have a point there. But I mean, look at this bullish divergences. It wasn't, the indicators wasn't even this bullish back here, right? So, I mean, it's going to be incredibly interesting to see how the cycle plays out. And if we're going to see outperformance, I mean, you're going to see outperformance versus their BTC pairs, right? But just like the previous cycle, this never got back to the all-time high, but these are significant gains, right? And these are gains against BTC. So maybe let's measure out how far we got to the retracement. Right into the 61.8. Once again, now this is the 61.8 of the golden ratio in reverse. And once again, just how powerful these levels are. So maybe we only do the same thing here in the range that we are currently in. So let's just measure that out. So yeah, if we are to expect the same movement previously, we might see something like that into 2026, like the end of 2026. Actually, this looks beautiful just like that. So even though it's not going to head to its all-time highs, there's definitely some excess against your BTC here, right? Because you're valuing these things versus BTC. BTC really selling off now at 58,000 flat. Yeah, so let's see the reaction once we hit these levels here. And the altcoins are holding up well. Look at Pulse chain here for an example, right? We're just trading in this range, right? Defending it. The RSI is totally reset. Right, let's see what happens. And we're doing it live. Man, I've got some VChain sync somewhere. Just one of those days you don't want to wake up, your favorite meme just rugged, dry powder used up, Bitcoin whales just dumb, feel like ripping seed traders up. Just one of those days. Man, I've got some VChain sync somewhere. Yeah, the market is really testing us here. Let's see what the fear and greed is saying. For crypto. At 44, at fear. Now, this has lost structure. I don't know how relevant that is. But the trend has changed here. We are now currently in an uptrend, whereas we've held an uptrend all the way. You've lost that low. You've made a new low. You've got rejected. You've made a lower high. This is definitely not the area to be selling. This is the weekly scale. Let's see what the cipher is telling us on the shorter times. You can see strong bullish divergence forming here. Price action is lower. Indicators are higher. Right? So starting to form the bullish divergence. Right? It's obviously not confirmed, and it's going to take a while. It has to break above that level first. I mean, you can use this as any other indicator. But this is what you want to see. You get your indicators resetting. Let's pull up our RSI and stuff here as well. I mean, very, very healthy. And we're still holding highs, so there's bullish divergences from back here. But you know what to look out for. You can still sweep these lows, but I mean, the best thing for them to do if they really want to trap the bears is to sweep it, right? To sweep it and then bounce back up. So what areas might we see some support come in? Here at 56, you can see all of the traffic back here. There is a nice little W here, which is going to act as support at 43,000. And then this high here at 52. Those are your levels to look out for. But unless we lose this level, not much really has changed. We're just consolidating here. We're at the bottom of the range, right? If you were a range trader throughout this range, right, selling at the highs and buying at the lows, you've done really, really well. And the range traders are doing the same thing here again, right? This is probably the range here because, I mean, let's be fair, probably... They would have had a lot of hard work at the bottom here. So they've probably got their stop loss somewhere below this area here. And that's why they might just take it down there and sweep it. But this is a time to be positive, right? I know it's hard to be positive during times like these, with uncertainty like this. It's just time to take care of yourself here, right? Eat healthy, don't do drugs, don't fight with people online, don't accuse people of scamming and all that stuff. It's just going to make it much, much harder for you. It's probably best to walk away. And I'm not going to touch grass during the bull market because there's so many opportunities to be had. And we can now see BTC outperforming Ethereum to the downside, right? You can start to see because to be fair, I mean, if we take this range now, ETH really hasn't made the nice range that BTC has, but BTC is testing the bottom of its range here, right? And look where we are with Ethereum, still quite high. And Ethereum is down 3.7%, where Bitcoin is also down 3.7%, where you would expect the altcoins to overperform to the downside. But you can see the same thing on BTC dominance, right? Generally, when BTC does aggressive moves to either side, to the upside or the downside, it does as this, right? It increases its dominance as people flee from the altcoins into their into a stronger asset. Now I had my inverted commas there, or my inverted commas. What do you call the? Anyway. So yeah, so this is the daily. I mean, yeah, once again, we need this to break down. And it's showing some weakness here, as the altcoins are kind of holding their own against BTC's weakness here, which is positive to see. You want to start seeing these in the timing of the market that we are currently in. Let's put up a quick time analysis here to see where we might be going, or where we might be at. I'm going to put on the log scale. So how this works is we're going to get a fib-based time zone from a low to the low. So this is a full market cycle, right? From 0 to 1 is a full market cycle. Now I'll take off the 78.6 here, because we just need the 1s and the 2s. 2, 7, this one. We can add more as we go along. So this is a time frame analysis, right? From the low in 2015 to the next low, right? From 0 to 1. Now this extends the same range as this to the 2. And look how that beautifully shows you where the lows might be coming in. Now, this was the FTX dump, but we still made a little slight low. So this was 2 weeks. 2 weeks too early, right? Just by measuring out from the previous low to the next low, right? That's a one full market cycle. You can measure it from the highs. It doesn't matter. We'll measure it from the lows here. So theory tells me that if this projects the lows every time, we can see that our next low, which is the 3, will come in October of 2026, right? So let's do that same analysis on the highs. From the high to the high. A little bit late, eh? How many weeks was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a little bit over a month, but it got you out at 50K. If we then measure it, because this first cycle was kind of an anomaly, right? You can just see the straight up, right? So if we want to do it a little bit with less data points, we can measure it from the previous high, which was in 2020, to the most recent one we had here. And this takes us into October of 2025. 13 October, showing the top in 2025. I've done this analysis many, many times on this channel. But what we can do here is we can add our Bitcoin dominance on here. And we can plot where our altcoin season really actually started. We did have the DeFi season here just before the COVID dump, right? When the orange line trends down, that's an alt season. When it trends up, the altcoins get wrecked, right? And this is, you can see here, 28 December, like we showed with VET and ADA. That's where the COVID dump wrecked these charts and made their bottom, right at the peak of the Bitcoin dominance here. So And this is the halvening. Halvening is somewhere here. So we had kind of like this racist coin Solana season here. I mean, actually really breaking down here now. Oh, we haven't broken this low just yet. There it goes. Bitcoin dominance actually really breaking down here now. Okay, so what we can look for is, I'm going to put some of these extension in here and see if it lines up with the peak in the Bitcoin dominance. So that looks like the 786 for me. 786, exactly the 786. So what we can do now is we can put in the 1.786, and that should give us an area where the altcoin season might be starting if it repeats the previous cycle. 786. And a little bit before that. So yeah, when can we expect the alt season? In December. How awesome is that? Just like I said previously, that is actually where, if the cycle repeats like it did last time and the altcoins bottomed in December of 2020, 4 years later, which is exactly the measurement of a cycle, 4 years again, which would be our next altcoin cycle, that will only happen in December of this year, right? Is that going to be the epic time, the best time to buy these things? It seems like it, right? It does really seem like it. So I've pointed out some really important information for you here with tops, with when the altcoin season might even start. Now, we didn't have that massive Bitcoin dominance sell-off that we had in the previous cycle. We kind of had a small one here, maybe a little bit here, right? This is like the Solana season. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think you would have been too... Yeah, you suffered 30% down moves, because I remember this very well, because I was valuing my altcoins in BTC, right? Because you're buying them in BTC. I lost about 30% of my value because I started buying the altcoins in this area here, right? But I mean, it outperformed to the downside. So if you can really just hold on to these while during this volatility, it pays off well in the end. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm just kind of giving you guys some ideas that's been rolling around in my head here. Yeah, it's really testing us here. Let me see what you guys are saying. A lottery ticket. I'll check out LOT. Hans was right about crash. Not surprised. Thanks. It's a pleasure, bro. I hope you are right about property. My feeling is that it will have a dip earlier, as many people only are just moving off of fixed rates. I mean, if you've gone off the narratives like rates and all of that, you've been absolutely wrong, right? Because everybody said if the rates are going up, the market is going to crash, and the opposite happened. We moved up from there. That is why narratives, the only thing really that matters to me, and over the years of looking at the markets, is the charts. The charts predict these things much better than any of your most high-paid financial pundits, right? All of them are always wrong, never right. So what generally happens is that where does all money flow? Profits from crypto, profits from the stock market, etc., right? Everybody in crypto hopes that not everybody, but they want to go buy a farm with their profits, right? This seems to be a very popular thing in modernity. Everybody wants a farm, wants to get away, or at least a plot or a piece of land. Or some just want to buy a house, especially our younger generation, right? The millennials and etc., right? This is actually where the millennials should be in houses already, right? Should be able to afford them already, where our parents all had houses by now. And the boomers have multiple houses. So what then happens is that all of these profits in the risk assets, in the Nasdaq, in the ES, in crypto, all flows into property. So everything peaks before property, and then because property is not that liquid and it takes time, you get your crash after that. So I'm only looking for a crash in property in 2026 and 2027, right? Where everybody was calling for a crash and a recession in 22 and 23. And we said the bottom is in, and no one believed us, right? Yeah, I'm not picking on you or anything, but these questions do come up a lot. And that's just my thesis. I can be absolutely wrong. But I don't think that yeah, I lost my train of thought. Either way, for those people that said that interest rates are high interest rates are bad for risk assets, they were kind of right? But what seemed to have been the bearish thing was the increasing of the rates. And in fact, the high rates have been incredibly bullish if you just look at the charts, right? The dollar will remain strong until they lower rates, yes. So the dollar bottoms when risk assets are at their highs. And I can show you that very, very clearly here with the Dixie on the new price scale. So look how it does its double bottom here. Now this is the dollar, right, in orange here. It does a beautiful double bottom. It defends its first low. And that is the infamous W that I always talk about. You can see the clear W breakout. And look where it breaks. Your risk assets start to get bearish. And when you really start trending, Bitcoin dies as the dollar strengthens, right? Dollar weakness marks the exact bottom, not the exact bottom, very, very close to the bottom. I don't think you would have been regretting it if you bought BTC at 20K, right? You've done a 3x from there. And yeah, so I think we continue seeing dollar weakness. And when the dollar finally bottoms out, that will be close to the top of risk assets. Where this comes in, I don't know. But you can see the dollar is overextended here. It's been for a long time. And you can see that weakness in something like the euro, especially on the larger time frames. Right, let's go to larger time frames and let's pull up some indicators here to see if we can see some exhaustion here. So this is the 6 month. This is a lot of history, and you can see how it's oversold here, and it's printed bullish indicators. Bullish divergences, right? So on the larger time frame, the euro is strong here. It's got a lot of room to move to the upside. Right, if we start going to lower time frames, very bullish here. We've just come off oversold areas here. Let's look at the monthly, trending higher, and it's holding support here. Maybe one more leg down before we go higher. And then the weekly. This looks bullish, right? It's reset its indicators here. Beautiful market structure on your indicators. And you've got hidden bullish divergences here. There's none of these bearish signs that's printed here, right? So the euro is showing strength, and this is beautiful market structure. You can see the W's here, although it's not confirmed yet. So yeah, I mean, all of us think the same things. We've got kind of the right idea. And this is very important. This is the weekly scale. We can see, oh, that's a great stretch. We can see these indicators are beautifully resetting, right? I mean, people are suffering, yeah, but it's understandable. See what you guys were saying. Yeah, I quickly wanted to look at crash because this gentleman was in my DMs wanting me to take a look. Oh, 25%. Just above the 61.8. Let's look at some indicators. It's got more room to the downside because the RSI is printed at 60. You run the risk of this now coming all the way back because there's no market structure here. But like, you shouldn't be in somebody else's DMs asking them about, where it is going, right? That's red flags going off on my part, right? That this person manages risk. Did he put in too much into this trade, right? And if you're in my DMs, you're most likely put in too much because you're now stressing and you're underwater. And this is a derivative, right? I mean, I wouldn't like holding the bag here. The RSI is getting nice and oversold, but that's the 4 hour, right? The 8 hours got more room to the downside. And you can see it's on a clear path. The 12 hour is only at 50, right? And it looked good a few days ago as it was holding up here, but it's just fallen off, right? I mean, you've lost the point of control, so it's going to slip through all of this volume, and there's no volume here. It's going to go quickly. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic here, and that's all there is to hold you up, which is not a lot. And if you lose that, you're going to do something like this, and then finally bottom out. But then again, you know what meme coins do but this is on base. And you've got Crashes Clay seems to be continually promoting it, and I know the story behind it. It's one of his fans that created it. Yeah. What is your thoughts on this being the final cycle, or do you think crypto was? No, I think the 4-year cycle continues forever for crypto. The last cycle, they said the same, that this is the last cycle, etc., etc. Guys, what I'm trying, my overall message for this channel is to stop listening to narratives, right? This is a constant thing coming up if you listen to me, right? Don't listen to what people tell you. Men lie, women lie, but the charts do not lie, right? People pay for news, people pay for heavy days, boys and girls. So in real time, we're catching it up here. Okay. Did I cover some bullish things on the PLS chart? Let's pull up the Ikumoku cloud here. I've been watching this closely. The last time these two moving averages, the red and the blue, crossed was all the way back here. There, right here at the cross. Now we're not quite there yet. We're somewhere in here, but we're still below. We're still below the moving average. This is finally the cross you have there. That's the bullish sign to go long. It came right at the bottom, right here. It was confirmed. Well, the bottom was back here, but it kind of got you into the trade right there. Yeah, so here we are very close to these two crossing again. What we need to see for this to cross, because this is a faster moving average one, is we need just to move sideways here. And the red line, which is takes in more candles going backwards, moves down slowly. So eventually we will cross. But there's some selling stepping in now here. Brutal. the ECB have already lowered rates, yeah. How is Ink holding up? I sold last night when you mentioned it, so thanks. Yes, I was overinvested, but thanks, saved a lot. Thanks. Okay, good for you, dude. And that is actually what I don't want, because yeah, that sounds like financial advice, which I don't do, right? And well, whenever I'm telling you, can't fault the granny for getting something here. That's my strategy, right? That's the granny style of investing, right? That's what I teach, and you can go learn it. There's an ebook that I've written just for $100, right? And you can practically learn everything that's relevant that needs to be known, and also gives you access to the Telegram where you can ask me questions. Yeah, dude, if you're gonna put in thousands of dollars, subscribe to my Patreon, right? Just ask me, dude, what do you think about this before pulling the trigger, right? There's no one with the amount of knowledge that's gonna charge you just $15 a month to have access to me 24 hours a day, right? All of these things are in the link in the description down below. Right, because many of you, right, you won't even adjust the kitchen faucet, right? And you're competing against people here that have dedicated their lives and amassed an incredible amount of discipline and knowledge to outperform the other people, right? That's like doing a plumber's job yourself, right? A person who has spent time, money, and incredible hours practicing his trade, right? That's always funny to me. Like, people won't do those jobs themselves, but you will come compete with us in the market. You will lose. You will get absolutely destroyed. And I don't know what more I can do to keep people safe. Now, I'm not targeting you, buy bread on base, Jane. I get this often, much more than I feel even comfortable. Yeah. And for many people, they still think technical analysis is some woo-woo, astronomy for men, etc. Right? I still have to prove to them that these things work, right? And a technical analysis knows, like, everybody thinks that a technical analysis can predict the future, right? It's not like that at all. They're just balancing risk. They're just managing risk. That is what they do. They're professional risk managements, right? They know that they have a slight edge, maybe even a 54% chance that they're right versus a 46% chance that they're wrong. Then they're putting, like, I can show you this. Sometimes the words escape me. They're risking twice as much, or they're risking half as much as they're willing to win, right? So they've got a slight edge in winning, maybe a 54% chance in winning, and then they're going to lose 50% of what they're willing to make in this trade, right? I hope I'm explaining it. These things are complicated, right? And that is why it is a science. It sounds like I'm shilling my stuff, but I am shilling it. Just be careful out there, guys, please. The best thing you can learn is risk management, not putting more than 5% of your overall portfolio in a single trade. That's a beginner's amount, right? I'm risking much less than that. Like, on these meme coins, I'm sometimes just putting in like $10 or $15, which is point something percentage of my overall portfolio and point something of my trading portfolio. But this, yeah, I'm banging on about this, but it's just because I care and I don't want people to get absolutely destroyed. I mean, the RSI on the weekly has ticked down to 48 now. Just the last time it was 48, it was back here. And we're still up at 2x from where we are currently at. It kind of gives you a perspective, right, of This momentum has totally reset. And we're much, much higher. I don't know if we hold here. Would love for us to hold here. You see Dogecoin down 5%. Let's see what Dogecoin is doing. Dogecoin is holding above the 50%. This is its breakout level. You can see the large W here. Markets like to retest Ws. Carpenter. Let me see what you guys are saying. Builder for 15 year, man. Okay. Those who can't do teach. You're another wannabe grifter selling trades that don't outperform a monkey throwing darts at CMC. Richard did mother plumbing. So this is what you want to see, right? You want guys like wall to wall to come in here telling you you're a grifter, etc., right? That shows you the emotion, the pure emotion in this person's. He doesn't want to hear it's not bearish, so he's probably most likely sold somewhere here, right? And he wants to be right, so he needs to be on the attack here, right? To tell you, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's going down. It's over. Richard did his mother's plumbing. Yeah, you can buy those bidets pretty much anywhere in the world and install them there yourself. It's not that hard. Builder for 15 years, man, in the markets. Okay, yeah, I've read that. Good for you, bro. I've always kept it simple, very similar to Hans. Use the fib extension, only buy cheap, get back double my core back. Absolutely. Yeah, as long as you have a plan, you're ahead of 90% of the crowd. Yeah, that's actually 80-20 is also pretty fine. Yeah, and I have many coins on other chains, right? I've got a main watch list here. So all of these, here's Wolf. I've got some Cult. I'm actually looking to get some. I should have taken profits on this one. I didn't stick to my strategy on Wolf, which was retarded. Fell in love, right? Don't hate these things. Don't hate them. Just trade them, eh? Let's see what Trump is doing. It's probably time to get some Trump. Look at this. Look at this. Come down after the debate. Biden has absolutely been destroyed. Bitcoin. This is Harry Potter Sonic Inu. I mean, you can get it here. But 84 million market cap. Very, very large. I already have some of this. So yeah, I dabble in all of the shit coins as well. On other chains. I mean, all of these are finally coming down. And it's going to give us our chances to get into these things. Troll. I don't know what this is. Absolutely wrecked. New lows. Absolutely, everything's getting slaughtered. So, yeah, pretty much we're either not having a season. We're not having an altcoin season, or it hasn't even started. But the time analysis tells us that there is still time left for these things to find their bottoms. Yeah, I think I have the bread up here somewhere. Here it is, 11%, 12%. Let's go to wrapped Ethereum, because we want to value our assets versus ETH. I mean, look how beautifully it's just holding up here. But the indicators are very, very high. This is hidden bullish divergence. As you can see, it's made a new low. Pretty much, I mean, this is the weekly, right? It's very high here on the indicators. Now, I've been very surprised at how well it's held up thus far. Right, but you've now got strong bearish divergence on the 3-day, and it's been confirmed it's breaking down. As you can see, this is a higher high with a lower high here. That's class A bearish divergence, and it's breaking down here now as it's made a new low, but still holding up here. While it's formed bearish divergence here, pretty much, if you're a buyer, you can't get it here. You have to wait for the retracement, because your retracement, the pullback, is your position of strength. You need to wait for the market to come to you. It doesn't mean it can't go higher, right? It just gives you a much more upside because you're waiting for a significant pullback, right? I mean, if you start losing these levels, that would be an issue, but you probably just come down to retest previous highs. I think you would be very lucky to see the 61.8. I got in here, like right at the bottom here, because it pulled back to the 61.8, and I can show you that. Right into the 61.8 and then left, right? So I think that's probably what you get. And that's what you should be hoping for. If you can get a retracement into these areas here, right, with the same kind of market structure that you formed back here, but this indicator resets below these previous levels, that gives you a lot of room to for the last blow off, right? Because if you look at Elliott wave, let's see. Now, I'm not an Elliott wave practitioner, but it gives you kind of a good idea of what is up. This is the third and the most violent. The fifth wave can actually be more violent, right? But the fourth wave has to stay above the first wave, and then your final blow off top into 2026, maybe like somewhere here, 2025. I mean, the better and the longer this consolidation is, maybe the third wave isn't even finish here, right? It can still go higher here and then do your final pullback here. But this is where you want to catch this thing, is where the granny wants to catch it, is up here when it does this fourth wave down and then into the final explosive wave, wherever this takes you, right? The third wave just can't be the shortest. It has to either be the longest. It has to be the longest. But even on the 3-day here, very high, breaking down. But the daily is coming down nicely, right? These are hidden bullish divergences. You can see new lows on the indicators where you're still holding up high here. But I can't even look at it here. I need to wait for the 61.8, this retracement at all, to be interested in that. You know, I would probably blindly buy the 61.8 level. Wall to wall. Who is the guy? I've never seen him even anywhere. Wait, Mafia CDP. Yeah, let's take a look at your coins. Let's go back to BTC, because I'm very, very interested to see what happens here. Go down to lower time frames. Let's pull up volume to see if there's volume confirming this move. Remember, you want a large volume bar to confirm either a breakdown or so volume needs to confirm the breakdown or the breakout. So when you have bearish breakdown, you want to see volume confirming it, right? So you need a large volume spike here. And the same with a breakout, right? You want the breakout to confirm with a large candle. You can see these large candles once we start breaking out, these large volume candles. And this, I mean, look at the volume here. from that breakout, that was the largest selling volume that you got. Look at this, it's trending down. Price is also trending down, right? This should be more volume here because we're lower, right? But the volume is not confirming this breakdown. This is a weak breakdown. As look at where the volume is. There's no volume here. Crazy how that works. So that's hidden bullish divergence. Right? I mean, I'm getting really, really into the weeds here now. And I mean, this is a master class in technical analysis that you guys got here. It's probably a little bit too in-depth. That's why I will never have a large following, because I get way, way too deep into the technicals. Wait token. I've actually looked at this, and I remember giving the buy signal on this. I'm up lots on this. I took the long somewhere up here, and I was saying that it's time for utility to outperform, and it's funny how utility has outperformed here. But it's now overextended. You've got bearish divergences here. I should probably sell some here because I took the trade at the breakout. But I'm not up on a double. I should be waiting for 16 up here, but I don't think I'm going to get it. Yeah, a good outperformance here. There are very few coins that are showing this strength here. The 3-day... I mean, if you bought the lows, I would maybe take some profits here, but it does look like it's got more room to the upside at least. This looks strong. Yeah, but there it goes. There is some strength in the market. Yeah, just have to find it. Mafia token. Holding up well. But you do have an M, which is the opposite of bullish market structure. So if I just revert the chart, that's the classic W that has now broken out. We can use the candlesticks as well. I mean, to be fair, if you're using the candlesticks, that's only the breakout level there. Breakdown level, or in this case, because we've inverted the chart, is the breakout level. But once again, the RSI is quite high. I've got good bags of this, right? So I'm like, this is not FUD or anything like that. Yeah, let's just value these things versus PLS. That's always important. But clear reversal there, right? You've lost market structure. This indicator very, very high, right? It got like to 97. You hardly ever see these things go that high. So I would like for this to reset all the way, right? And once again, these corrections are very, very healthy, right? Because it gives you more room for your next impulse. To be fair, I mean, that's your breakdown level if you're looking at the candlestick charts. Let's get this indicator to reset, the momentum to come down, right? I mean, I don't know if you see it all the way there. Yeah, that is what I would like to see. Maybe it holds up here. I don't know. I know the team. Yeah, I don't say too much. I don't know what I can say and can't say. We can look at volume. You see most of the volume was traded in this area here. If you lose these, it's going to cascade pretty quickly. But I'd be very, very interested to get some more in these areas down here. That is why I've sold some businesses, etc., because I'm interested to buy this stuff. PLSC is on sale. Let's look at Pulse Coin for you. This is a launch pad on Pulse Chain. This is the daily. Nice and oversold. Strong bullish divergence. If I get this level, I'd smash it here at this level. Because this is the lowest the indicator has ever been. That's ever printed on the daily. Very little volume here. Yeah, it doesn't mean utility won't do well. It will probably give you a few X's, etc. CDP, Carp DM, something like that. It's probably outperforming. Bullish, bearish divergence starting to form here, but it can easily invalidate it. Maybe, I don't know what's going on with this chart here, honestly. 100,000 market cap, which is not bad. But I can't touch it here. I need to wait for 5.6 at least. And I need this indicator to reset. This is probably my taking profit area, right? PLSP, PLS, it looks really good. Pulse spot, I think. Million market cap. I'm definitely not in love with it. This is an aggressive sell-off. Right? I don't. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. Like I don't know if it goes all the way to eat this wick here. You don't really have bullish market structure. Not the best. I mean, have you defended? No, that's a new low. So you've got no market structure. If you want this to be bullish, you need to defend your lows here and start creating higher lows. And I'm concerned with the fact that the RSI is already so high and you've not really gotten off the floor just yet. It's got a lot more work to do before I can be interested at all. Lot of liquidity. I mean, it's going to take a lot of selling pressure for it to go a lot down a lot further. Just keep requesting it. Come to my live streams and eventually you will know when I'm bullish, right? You can see the beautiful market structure. I remember buying this here. Just still holding on to this, I think. Right, you need to see something like this. The beautiful W that is formed. Broken out, retested, and off you go. But you don't have that yet. You've just recently made a new low. So it needs a little bit more time, eh? Andy on blast. Is this blast? What's up, Zephyr? I actually have resistance dog. Bought it really, really early. Okay, so this is Andy on blast. Market cap is 20 million. This is part of the boys gang, or the boys, what is it called? The boys club. I can't fault the granny if she wanted to get some here. I should probably get some. But is this the same Andy as... It's probably not the same Andy. I mean, there's so many. Which one do you go for? This is 132 million. Now let's maybe see if there's any... $20 million market cap. You're right at the area where I'm allowed to look for it. There's no... Oh, you know what? I probably blindly buy some here, but expect it to go lower and have more dry powder to nibble it at the 78.6 and the 88.6 level. But that's just what I would do. And But if you really wanted some, it's down 61% from the highs. But there's no bullish divergences, really. You don't have indicator confirmation just yet. You're catching a falling knife here, pretty much. But if it's got an amazing community out behind it and a lot of work, or Blastar, is that Blast from PLS, Zephyr? Could you take a look at EICOSA and eHedron? I really don't want to. I mean, how do you even find it? I know it's always a freaking challenge to get it. EICOSA from Ethereum. Here we go. Let's see if we can find a PLS pair. Yeah, this should do. I mean, you're right back at the bottom of the range, right? You can see this was the bottom of the range. It retested it. If you got some here, you did really, really well. Hopefully you took some profits. And we're right back at that range here. Let's go to Rapid Pulse or the ratio versus PLS. I mean, I can't fault the granny if she's going to swap some PLS for EICOSA here. It is in value. There's no W here. There's no market structure. There's no indicator confirmation. You can easily slip down to the 88.6 level and even come back to retest these levels here. Easily. So, I mean, the RSI is low. What I would do is I would probably put in a small percentage here, maybe $25, and then get some more at the 88.6 level. Put another $25 clip in here, and then my final and third clip I will put in here. So that kind of gives me an average buy price if it goes all the way back here, somewhere here, and as soon as it doubles, I'll take out half of the position that I nibbled it down here. Then I've got a free position, and when it doubles again, I'll take another one, etc., etc. So that's EICOSA. Let's check out Hedron for you. So we're looking for Hedron from Ethereum, which is this one here. Let's take the contract address and look for a PLS pair. Oh, come on. Here's a PLS pair. 200k market cap. Brutal. I mean, that's technically a W starting to form here. You've got no indicator confirmation. This is the weekly time frame. There's some bullish divergences down here. I mean, if you really like it, I mean, this is probably where you should be interested. I don't know if it does well, if it catches a bid or what happens. But you're in value in the short term. You're at new lows. The indicators, it's taken a lot just to do this little rally. You know, there's many things you can wait for. You can wait for a candle close above that level. You can wait for a candle close above that level. Right, the best thing you can ask for here is a small little W, retest, and there you go, and retest, and there you go. The fact that it's this extended already is kind of concerning. But it's so cheap and so undervalued. Why? But that's the thing, is people can't risk it just a little bit. They want to put in large percentages, and I can't, honestly can't help you with that. Let's do redo dog on. Here's the Telegram. An ugly chart. It does these insane wicks, right? Pretty much, we can use the line chart, I guess. It's not in value. I don't know if you're gonna get it in value. It is a $83 million market cap. I have some. And I have Durev also. Let's see what Durev is doing. Really selling down now. 7 million market cap. These are new lows. And I have some of this as well. I'll just hold it because I risked very little. I should probably have taken some off the table, but then again, you want it down here. Let's see if the indicators are of any help at all. So coming down nicely here. I don't know if you get it at the 61.8, but I'd wait for a longer retracement. This is bearish market structure, and it's broken down. It's like everything, it needs a little bit more time, right? No idea what Alex is doing. Thanks for falling. Nice, is good to avoid. Oh, ink. That's the wrong chart. I'm pretty sure it is. This is resistance dog. Redo. Let me paste the contract address and see if it gives me another chart. So, oh, this one is a little bit older. I see 5 month and 24, $2.5 million liquidity. Okay, that seems to have been the wrong chart. Okay, there we go. This looks much better. Thanks for that. That seems to have been another pair. But incredible outperformance here, sitting at 86,000 million market cap. Very high here. The indicators are resetting nicely. Strong bearish divergence on this last leg up. You should be interested at $54. Or 54 cents, excuse me. Let's see what's going on here. Strong bearish divergence at the highs here. Pretty much, I mean, if we get this 61.8, I would probably buy more as well. But the analysis stands is can't chase it here, needs to pull back. Still high here. And frankly, I would catch this falling knife here. Get it there. If it goes lower, I'll get some more. And this is most likely going to do really, really well. Just because. The incentive token. Let's just quickly go to the incentive token because there's a few people that have asked for this. And you can see, whereas PLS and PLS are retesting like these areas here. This is a totally different chart, right? So let's look at it. I mean, if you're valuing your assets versus USD, and I don't know why during this time of the market it is, but newbies tend to do that, is you're down 78% from the highs. That's where you should be interested. And you're just below the 78.6 level. Let's look at the RSI here. I mean, the RSI is at like 30, which is fine. Then this is the weekly scale. I mean, it's almost back. I mean, these are hidden bullish divergences actually that formed here on the 3-day. Can you believe it? So there is some strength here. You've got indicator confirmation here at this level. I honestly don't see how it falls below it here. Has it defended at that level? Let's see if it's defended. Yeah, it's beautifully defended that level. Definitely very, very powerful here. But we value our assets versus PLS because we need to outperform PLS. The idea is to farm more PLS over time. For me, I don't know what your strategy is. I don't know if you guys have thought about what your strategy is just yet. But it's holding up here at the highs, right? I can only be interested in an asset if it's down here. So it's actually funny because there isn't a meme coin that's holding up this strongly. Maybe Pika. But Pika has... Yeah, maybe I should not criticize Pika because there's some sensitive birdies around. Criers. And yeah, let's not get into politics. I can't get it here. This is showing incredible strength, just higher lows all the way. And once it breaks above this 58 region, it's gonna outperform and go higher. Let's actually see what PLSX is doing versus PLS here. Wonder if it's made new highs. It's got rejected at the high again. Obviously not in value, but show me a high and I'll show you a buy, right? I think this probably goes a little bit higher even versus PLS, but I can't buy. I won't be swapping my PLS for PLSX or INC for a trade anytime soon. I'm adding more to my farms, but that's a different story because that's my dollar cost average plan, etc. But incredible strength here. Right, this is a very, very bullish chart. Right, you're at the highs here. There's no reason to be bearish here. But I can't chase it here. This is at all-time highs. I buy nothing at all-time highs. I'm interested in these things down here. And I was bullish on the pair down here. Many, many months ago. It's almost a year already. My strategy is to value everything against Hex. That's also good. Pulsion was created for Hex, yeah. True. So yeah, you can look at it versus Hex versus... yeah, you can value your coins versus Hex. Like there's pairs for PLSX and Hex. I need to put in a dash. This one. You just value it versus PLSX. So you can see Hex is definitely in value here versus... so I definitely won't be swapping my Hex for PLSX here. I would be swapping my PLSX for Hex. Wow, that's a mouthful. And the PZen guys, they're always... we're very engaged. Yeah, you're still in an uptrend. Really, you should be thinking about maybe taking some profits in these areas, but you're not quite close to it yet. The RSI, as you can see on the weekly, it's got more room to go. You can see how you had bearish divergences here. You can even just wait for the bearish divergence to be confirmed, and I'll show you an example. It's confirmed once it makes a new low, which was here, right at this candle. So if you sold at 23, you rode all that down. Yeah, performing quite well. Let's see, no bearish divergence on the 3-day. Some bearish divergence on the daily. Right from there, from here. But this can easily be disqualified. In fact, it might just do it today, right? No, I think I have some. I should probably check what my trade is looking like. Let me do that quickly. So I got some here. So I sat through all of this, but I'm in good profits now. So, but it needs to go a little bit more before I can. I probably took the breakout of the W here, but it faked me out. Look at that. She had bullish divergence. Yeah, so I literally bought the breakout where I should have waited for the retest to buy, and the retest never came. It just went down. But in profits now, that's the power of not risking a lot, because I don't even mind it. Like I didn't even know I'm underwater, right? Because it's such a small percentage of my portfolio. But I'm in profits now, and I've made free PLS. Now, what I would probably do is I'm only allowed to sell at 20, and I don't know if we get there. But I don't mind. I just sit on these positions for a long time. Now, this is not the area to be chasing it, right? You don't FOMO it here. You wait for a pullback, and you've just gone up here. So it's too late. You can't chase it up here. You see the RSI in the 3 days high, but it can go higher. There's no bearish divergence in the weekly, etc., etc. It's just performing well. And if you've missed it, you have to unfortunately watch from the sidelines. It will eventually give you a chance again if you're interested. And what you will do is you just pull your fib tool from this wherever it tops out, and just wait for your pullback, right? Or you can do what Somi does and just sit on these positions. Ride or die. I mean, I think I've covered all of your questions. This has been an hour and 30 minutes. We got a little bit into the weeds, which was interesting. Tell us about PTV, please. What do you want to know about it? I mean, Pulse TV. Oh, up 35%. It's showing some strength here. 300k market cap. Let's go to Wrapped PLS. Your thoughts, please. Right, you should have been interested down here, and maybe I can show you where I got it, right? Bought some down here, sold half on a double. If it goes higher, I'll sell more. But just to show you guys, I actually do what I teach. Wait for the 61.8, got my order in here at 32, sold half. I mean, this was a 3x, so I sold half at a 3x. And when it goes higher, I'll sell more. And if it comes back to my reload zone, I will buy more. So I can't chase it here. This is too high for me. This is most likely... let me just remove this here. This is going to come to the bearish retest, maybe retest, and then break down. I mean, it can even go higher here and form a bearish divergence, a slight higher. Just this, I can't buy here. I have to wait for a pullback. It can still go higher. That's why I always have a moon back, and I'll sell another half when it gives me a double, etc., etc. I'm not affiliated with this at all. They do make funny videos with my likeness, and that's fine with me. Yeah, they're doing more work than some meme coins, and that's why I'm interested in it, right? You can check out their website, their Twitter. They're constantly posting, constantly commenting, and that's what you want to see from a meme coin, right? That's got a bright future. And that is all what it is. It's just building a community, being active, right? Yeah, like I said, they've more committed than many. And yeah, like I said, not affiliated at all. I needed to buy my own coins. This is a character of me there as well. With people that have me blocked, like this idiot here has me blocked, right? He thinks I'm a racist. Yeah, so a lot of content they're doing, and if they continue doing this, they're going to perform very, very well. I think it is a reflection token because I can only buy it on PLSX. You know, I don't even know the tokenomics. I really don't care, right? None of it makes it doesn't, right? That's a like, yeah, it's such a cliche anyway. None of that really matters. The only thing that matters is the chart, and if you're onboarding more people. I don't care about the tokenomics, nothing. Anyway, let's maybe see if I can see what, if it is a reflection. 300 holders, the contract is verified. A reward fee total, yeah, so a liquidity fee, a reward fee, a burn fee, liquidity fee, okay. So it's got the burn wallet, it has a built-in buy and a buy and burn. There is a marketing wallet here. We can actually see what they're doing with their marketing wallet. Let me put it up here. DBank. So there's a what do you call it? $1,000 already. You know, I should really not even talk about their coin. Maybe they should pay me to talk about their coin, huh? Because they've got a marketing budget here. What's happening to it? Maybe you should use the $1,000 to pay the influencers that support your coin. Yeah, and you can see every transaction is adding coins to it. Deposit. So they're depositing stuff there, then adding liquidity. So it seems like they're in the PLSX farm. Okay, so you're not doing marketing. You're farming with your marketing wallet, right? No, guys. This is your marketing wallet. You should use it for marketing. Anyway, I'm just kidding, eh? But these are the kind of things you can start looking at, right? So this is their marketing wallet. The burn address is the 369 dead wallet. And then it also routes liquidity back into the router. So the reward fee 0.0. Liquidity fee push is 5%. Okay, I don't know what these percentages are. Okay, liquidity, marketing, burn. Okay. I don't know what the buy and sell fees are. But you can pretty much copy this this contract into any AI and it will tell you. But I have looked at a lot of reflection tokens, so I know what all of these things mean. Okay, so it has a reflection. One goes to marketing. Maybe I should... I should actually just wait them to pay me to talk about their coins. No, I'm just joking, right? That's the thing. I'm not getting paid to talk about this coin at all. You guys saw that I had to buy this on the market. I'm taking my profits when my strategy allows me to, etc., right? But they do have a marketing budget. It's not insane, but the more volume this gets, the more it reflects. And they're probably paying larger guys. Like maybe they're paying B-Roots. I don't know. You can go scroll through all of the transactions that the marketing wallet is doing. For now, I really haven't seen any tokens being sent out. But a scammy reflection token with a marketing reflection wallet, they will just hold the coins themselves and to do no marketing, right? Promise the holders that they'll do the marketing, etc. And you can see like every reflection. And this is actually like a a good. I'm not saying they're scamming, right? This is a good. It's. I mean, it's probably not even a scam. It's just kind of fraud because you're saying you'll do one thing and you're not doing the other. Yeah. Okay. So I've not seen one marketing transaction go out, but at least it's not disappeared just yet. They're doing some stupid things like farming on PLSX for some reason here. So they've sold marketing stuff for PLSX here, sold some more for PLSX here, then swapped the PLSX for equals amount of ink, and then they've added it to liquidity and then started the farm here. So they're farming with your marketing funds, which is a little bit concerning and technically fraud. But these are people that don't have a face. I haven't received any marketing requests. There hasn't been a message sent to me to request it. I mean, you asked for my opinion, bro, and I'm going to give it. All right, I'm going to finish this here. I don't need more enemies. I've got enough of them already. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any value from this, or if you hate my voice, click the dislike button or the like button if you enjoy these things. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Please play from a position of strength. Do not get wrecked. Do not use your whole portfolio in other exchanges besides Richard Hart security cluster, right? Ask people for audits. If you aren't getting any audits, you're gonna get wrecked, right? Did anyone ask Pulse Latina for an audit? No. Don't get lured into stuff with major APIs. These are generally massive red flags. Please, guys, be careful. Please. You just need to survive until the 2025 bull rush, right?